Alright guys, welcome back to another video at S13 Garage.
Recently the vibe's been different. Weird shit, trying to steal me out when I see shit. Real shit, trusting the...
What's up, 370 guys? It's your boy TJ signing in for the first time and I don't know how long, but in honesty, better late than never, nigga. So, well, we here now. But come closer. Closer. Nigga, you better like shit, repost like shit, share like shit, comment like shit, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I know we've been gone, but we're back now. Anyways, guys, I want to be the first to welcome you back to another video. It's been a while, so you missed a lot. You really should have been paying attention, nigga, but y'all niggas... we're not even gonna get started on that. But guys, we have a lot of stuff we have planned for you. Have a lot of new members that I want you to meet. Have a lot of new cars that I want you to meet. I got a lot of stuff that are gonna be going on under here, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys. But we are so back. All jokes aside, today's video is going to be about the S13. We got a couple of things that we need to go ahead and get addressed on this car and finalize so I can feel comfortable saying that the car is where technically I want it to be at for the first version. So basically today we have to go ahead and address the turbo blanket. I think that it's smoking from there from the new chemicals. If not, maybe we'll have to pull off the turbo. Fingers crossed we don't have to do that. Go ahead and get the ECU fully mounted up inside the glove box. Get all those ugly wires out the way because we're not having ugly 240 vibes going on today for this car.
Ain't not clean though. What you mean?
And basically, other than that, we have to go ahead and get the battery full hard mounted inside there so it's not sitting there just moving around every time we're driving, sparking off stuff and maybe cause a fire, because that's the first thing we don't want. But you guys have missed a lot on this car, which I'll go ahead and fill you in now because, man, have I been recording, but I've been super busy enough not to sit there and upload all the clips. So let's go ahead and show you guys what you're missing. It's a lot. Guys, so let me go ahead and get you guys caught up to date on what you've missed on the last two YouTube videos, or what you just haven't seen because I haven't been around to upload it. If you're new, obviously this is my S13 Hatch, Lord, and it is ran by KA24 DET. It is a fully built motor over by Duron, and a lot of the goodies that you're seeing around the engine bay are going to be from John and Nice Time Racing, and not to flex your boy, god dang that, the whole catalog. So basically we have their single turbo kit, which is the Zeta, which is the manifold, the downpipe, the mid pipe. We have their intake piping. We have their power steering relocation kit. We have the swirl pot, upgraded throttle body. We have the oil catch can, and we have the smart coil bracket. So basically the only thing that's really changed, if you've been paying attention to the videos, is I went ahead and got everything put on, as well as went ahead and changed the powder coating of the valve cover and the bracket and obviously the turbo. So basically it was blue before, and now I just made it white because the car is white and the mixture of the car is white and purple. So other than that, nothing is really too new besides the oil cooler and a lot of little sensors, and then everything is basically put together. On the last video, you saw me put in the PRE chassis harness, went ahead and got that fully installed, went ahead and buttoned up a lot of the stuff. We still got to tackle some of the wiring harness that's up front for the engine because I want it to be more tucked. Other than that, in the inside, a lot of the stuff is put up besides what I was telling you guys in the intro. We have to go ahead and put up the ECU stuff that's been sitting in the glove box because we finally got a glove box again, as well as go ahead and hard mark
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
the panel switches. We also got a power tune digital dash, which I absolutely love. Other than that, guys, fully got the interior back in besides some of the parts of the Cusco cage, and the car runs and drives and it's absolutely beautiful. But other than that, we, like I said, we have to go ahead and tackle the battery relocation, fully get it mounted, because obviously you see I have a pillar right there, so it doesn't touch that bar, but that cannot stick like that. But other than that, guys, just pretty much caught up to date. Everything's been the same. Went ahead and just installed a whole bunch of parts. That's basically what it has been. We moved it obviously from the shop because you see that I'm not at the shop, so we can go ahead and fully work on it full time. But yeah, let's go ahead and tackle some of the things so we can go ahead and get this car outside, because I know y'all been feeling like I have. Alrighty, first order of business, we are heading to AutoZone to go pick up some 3M tape so we can go ahead and mount the GPS signal that comes with our power digital tune dash, because obviously we got the V5 version that has the GPS on there. So that kind of just shows the speed and everything, as well as we need to go ahead and mount up our canvas switch panel, because I'm not about to just have it flopping around. Imagine when you drift and it just flies off. You can't have that. So we're gonna go over there. I'll pick up with you guys once we get in AutoZone. So we went ahead and got it opened up and got it cut up. We put two pieces right here at first. We're gonna try to see if that works, because I really don't want to put pieces right here. Honestly, it should just mount up perfectly right here with these pieces. So we're gonna sit there and try that first before we go ahead and put the other pieces. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that on there, because I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be hard to do it one-handed without having the proper setup. So here we go. Lord, got it mounted up nice and firm, so that will work. everything looks pretty clean, honestly. We'll go ahead and route that through here, and then we're gonna go ahead and head inside the car because honestly it's gonna be a little dark in here. But we need to go ahead and put that back in here, as well as we need to go ahead and get the GPS one mounted up. So we're gonna go ahead and slide up in here, boys. But yeah, so as y'all can see, it's not too much that we need to do besides the wire management over here. Over this side, this obviously just connects back to our little switch panel. This was for our keyless ignition, so I'm just gonna tuck that behind there until we decide we want to use it, as well as the GPS. I gotta figure out exactly where I want to mount it, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna, I don't know, I might put it right here, or I'm not exactly sure, but we're gonna go ahead and try to put this over here, so give me a second. Now, went ahead and got everything mounted up. The buttons are now nice and secure, not flopping around. Don't have to worry about it when we're drifting. That was the main thing that we were focusing on. Okay, so our keyless ignition stuff, we went ahead and started packing it behind here, as well as right here we got our little cords and everything for the GPS module that I was telling you about. We went ahead and put that right here. You're not gonna be able to see it because of lights, but it's basically gonna be right here. So hopefully once we're driving, it's gonna be able to pick up the signal, but we're not gonna be able to test that until we're fully driving. So we're gonna go ahead and tackle everything that I want to go ahead and get done, so we don't have to worry about it. Like it's little minute things. Like I want to go ahead and get these painted. This one's already painted, but it got scratched because we got dang tools sitting up in here. But then after that, we're gonna go ahead and loom up everything on this side in the glove box, so we don't have to worry about it. Exposed wires look ugly. I don't like how it looks right now, and all the unused wires, you go ahead and get them tucked up and everything. So next time, all we have to do is just drop the glove box, plug up our ECU to our computer, and then all we have to do is data log, and that's it. And it'll look way better. Less stuff on the floor. We still got to get some of the bulkheads cleaned up from over there, so we don't have to worry about it. But those are the aesthetic things that I was talking about that I want them out the way. A lot of time this wouldn't bother somebody else, but it bothers me because I'm kind of being a perfectionist on this car. I've sit there and took my time on the car, so why would I rush something as simple as doing management? But after that, we'll go ahead and tackle the trunk and go try to get the battery fully mounted so it's not moving around, because that pillow is not gonna hold, bro. And after that, once we get all that done, we'll go ahead and drive, get some clips and everything, and then worry about the GPS and then where the smoke from the turbo is coming from, because that is the biggest thing, as well as we need to go ahead and bleed the brakes. But I might have to have our boy Winales come over here and help me, or somebody who can sit there and help me do it, because I'm not going to be able to do it by myself. I can, but I ain't putting myself to that struggle. But we're going to go ahead and hit a montage and go ahead and get this stuff painted, and I'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys, so we're back in the S13. Went ahead and got them mounted up after we painted them. So we have our little gauge piece. I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep this piece, because obviously the PowerTune digital dash already has a lot of the stuff that we needed. So gauges aren't necessarily always needed, but for the gauges we're missing, I'm thinking about putting them up there. But as y'all can see, I already have gauges down here. So I don't know if I should just block off this spot and move them up there, or I should just like put something there for the meantime, just like maybe something cool. I don't know, maybe some 3D printed stuff. If you guys know how to 3D print, I'll definitely put something right there. Just, I don't know, maybe something that like spells Triximity. I feel like that would also be dope. But we got our little shifter little thing in there for the shift boot. It also looks way better. So now we got to figure out what exact shift boot that we want, because I definitely don't like the exposed part. It's not like that it's super bad, but definitely want to get that out there. But it looks a lot better, a lot cleaner than what it did in the center console. So we're gonna go ahead, figure that out and everything. But other than that, guys, we just have to go ahead and tackle this side, get all of this stuff put up, figure out what stuff we want to loom, figure out what stuff that we want to hide and get rid of, and what stuff that we have to leave out, so we're not in a predicament where it's sitting there looking like a rat's nest, how it is right now. But we're gonna go ahead and order some loom, because I'm not sure that your boy got some loom on him, but we're definitely going to get that cleaned up, and we'll go ahead and start tackling the trunk so we can go ahead and get everything figured out and get this car back on the road, because your boy has been waiting for years, and it's about that time, boy. And I know that y'all boys are ready to see me outside. Boy, drifting the heck out of that thing, you feel me? But let's go get this figured out, and then I'll be right back with you. Guys, we're back in a different day. We went ahead and picked up the wire loom because, like I said, your boy did not have any. So we went ahead and went to Harbor Freight, got some. We got the 1/2-inch one as well as we got the 3/8. So we're gonna figure out exactly which one we're gonna go ahead and need, because I'm not too sure, because obviously you see things are different sizes in there. All this stuff has to get grouped up together. All that stuff has to get grouped up together. So we're gonna figure out exactly which one is gonna be the best fit. So we got 2 different ones just in case. They're only like $4 at AutoZone. The most were like $30, and I was not about to do it. $30 is crazy for some wiring wrap. And I missed a chance on getting the Amazon overnight to get the one that's kind of on my actual harness. Well, yeah, stuff like that. But I was just like, it's fine. It's going to be literally just sitting in here. Who cares? Nobody's really going to be in the glove box but me, so it really doesn't matter. So aesthetically wise, I still feel like that'll be better than just having all these exposed wires. So we're going to go ahead and figure out exactly which one we're going to need. I guess I'm going to start with the 3/8. Go ahead and get these put up together. And then we'll go ahead and look over all of these and figure out which ones we need, because I'm not sure if this was just for a different digital dash that somebody would use, but we're running the Power Tune digital, so we ended up running off of our campus, off of the ECU, so we don't need none of those switches, which is I'm hoping. If not, I mean, we'll figure it out. But we're gonna go ahead and start looming it up, and then I'll try to record the process. It's gonna be kind of hard because I do not have a little stand to put it anywhere, and this shit ain't got nowhere to fucking mount it up. But we're gonna go ahead and figure it out, so let's get into it. Okay, guys, so we went ahead and got the aux power side situated, so everything that has to do with our power digital tune dash that connects back up to our engine harness. So basically we got the power wire, the ground wire, and the can high and can low connected back up to our engine harness. So basically you could kind of see the wires tucked over through there. We went ahead and just loomed it right here, so you're not looking at those at all, because I could kind of see when I dropped the glove box. I was just like, I'm here, why not? Went ahead and connected that back up to the engine harness like I just said. We went ahead and left our Bluetooth module exposed so we can see if it's working, if it's turned on, so we know if we're having any power issues, if the dash is not working. Went ahead and just loomed it all the way back down to the bottom. So these are all the wires, like I said, that go from the aux power connector. Went ahead and left the connectors exposed. We didn't put loom over there because the loom was not big enough. I did, like I said, I bought 2 different sizes, but I was like, there's no point for me to try to sit there and stuff it in there when I can just electrical tape them together when the connectors already have shielding. So none of this stuff will be touching, so it will be perfectly fine. And I'm not too worried about it being aesthetically perfect. I just want it to be better than it was. So loom that all the way down to the bottom. We're gonna have to go ahead and tape it up some more so we're not seeing all the spaces over there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go ahead and tape over the entire thing. We're gonna see. I'm not exactly sure. We might. But other than that, everything is pretty situated besides this side. Like I was saying, we'll go ahead and go over all of this stuff to see exactly what we need. I'm not too sure if we're going to need anything from it because, like I said, we're running the Power Digital Tune Dash. I'm not sure if this was for a different dash because some of the stuff seems for like tachometer and stuff. So not too sure if we're going to need any of that. Like I said, we'll go ahead and look over it. And then after that, that's really basically it besides hard mounting the ECU inside here so we don't have to worry about it being flopping around when we're driving. But other than that, we can push all this stuff through here. We can literally hide that behind there, and then the only thing we will see is the ECU, and that's exactly what we want. But let's go ahead and tackle this side so we're not looking at it, and I'll get back to you when we're done. Alrighty guys, so we went ahead and just put up everything on the side. It doesn't look like any of that is for something that I would need at this moment. If I end up needing it, it's there. But for now, we went ahead and just put everything up because I think it is for a different dash because all that stuff looks like tachometer stuff and have like oil pressure stuff. But all of that I already have on the car itself on the Power Digital Tune Dash that runs off the ECU. So I'm not too sure that I need that. So right now, we're going to go ahead and move it up and find like a good spot to put this stuff. But perfectly, I think we can just mount it up here. So we're gonna go ahead and try that now. Yes, sir. Because I think it's just gonna be able to tuck behind the dash and then you won't even be able to see it. Let's try that. Up there. Okay, so that looks good for now. I'm gonna go ahead and put that right there. I think that'll look good. And then I feel like we're just gonna end up hard mounting the ECU right here, because it'll be easy and we'll just go ahead and leave this connected on here and then just tuck it inside there. And then everything will basically be clean in there and I'll be able to close it and utilize a little bit of the glove box if I need it. But it looks a lot better than what it did before we cleaned up all those stuff. After that, I think we're gonna go ahead and tackle the stuff down there so we can loom it and make it look a lot better than what it does right now. And then, like I said, we're gonna go in there and then tackle the trunk and get all the batteries situated and everything. We might have to go to Ace Hardware to get a longer rod. Well, a boat, you know what I mean. No homo. Longer rod. Pause.
Hey! He's gay! I'm not gay.
A longer bolt so we can go ahead and mount the battery. But other than that, I think we're cool. So we're gonna go ahead and hard mount this, and then I'll go ahead and show you some clips of after it's done. All right, let's do it. And got everything situated where I think that I want it to be finally. So the ECU is gonna sit right here. It's not mounted to anything, but it's pretty snug in there, so I'm not too worried about it because of how we kind of routed everything and how the wires are managed over here. It doesn't move around a lot. Went ahead and left the data log wire connected over here so we don't have to get behind there, so it's not super hard to just sit there and data log the computer. All we have to do is just drop the glove box, plug it in, and then that's basically it. Bluetooth module is there. As you see, everything is pretty hidden up there unless you're sitting there trying to go over here, but there's no point. Nobody's really looking at that. It's not going to be open for most of the time because it's going to be closed. I'm not going to have to data log a lot of the time unless I'm sitting there drifting, trying to fix something up. But other than that, the glove box closed. Bear with me. I'm going to have to slam it because for some reason, it don't want to close normally. There we go, but it closes, guys. We have a glove box again. Everything is now mounted up over here, not moving. We got this in there. Still got to figure out if we want to add some 3D printed stuff that spells Triximity, or if I want to sit there and put the gauges from down here on there. But other than that, now let's go ahead and tackle this spot because this cannot be here. This does not look good. So let's go ahead and fix that up, and then we'll go ahead and tackle the back, guys. But we're moving. Yes, Lord. Alrighty, guys, so we went ahead and got everything situated on this side, and what I ended up doing was sitting here zip tying all of this stuff together. So this is our ground and positive wires, but none of the stuff that is zip tied together is exposed at all. So all of it has the little insulators around it, so nothing is about to be touching it. Same with the bulkhead. There's the rubber heads on this side. Same with the other side, so none of it is touching bare metal, so we don't have to worry about anything sparking up or grinding out trying to. Same with the ground. It also has the little rubber cap on there, so we don't have to worry about it. All of the rest of the stuff is going to be zip tied over here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it super well, but we went ahead and put all of that stuff over there so we don't have to worry about anybody kicking it anymore. And I went ahead and electrical taped this thing because it was white, but I was like, nah, might as well just go ahead and electrical tape it because it technically doesn't need it, but the white sticks out, so I just went ahead and electrical taped it. But now I have no worries about anybody putting their feet on this, worrying about anything getting pulled out. So now we're perfectly fine with that side. We'll go ahead and start tackling the back and go ahead and hard mount the battery so we can go ahead and get everything settled for when we're getting ready to data log. And then after that, guys, all we have to do is go up to the engine and go ahead and wire manage and get some of that stuff tucked, because I kind of like how it looks when everything is tucked away. I don't want anything really to be showing, so I'm gonna try my best to get everything tucked off in there. There's a lot of things in there, but we'll go ahead and figure it out. Other than that, we have to go ahead and address the turbo and bleed the brakes, and then we should be ready to get there and data log. So boys, let's go ahead and head to the trunk and lock in. So the battery tray that ended up coming with our relocation kit, we ended up getting it working with our oversized battery, so we don't have to figure out how we're going to get it rigged up. So basically, we only went with an upgraded battery because we have all these new electronics that did not come normally inside a 240. So obviously, we're not going to keep the same amount of voltage on here. It's going to require more voltage, so we went with a bigger size. So with it being a bigger size, obviously, the battery is going to be bigger. So the tray is not going to be exactly the same fit as it was with a smaller battery, but all we had to do is basically just twist it a little bit so we can go ahead and get it in there. But it's not moving around, it's not sliding, so I'm super happy with it. I'm not going to end up changing it unless we end up having issues at the track. So happy with it. I think it's just going to be fine. And what's a 240 without it being a little bit of janky? But other than that, all we have to do is end up cleaning out the hatch because obviously it's been sitting for a while, so it's been acquiring a lot of stuff that's come out the car and it's ended up in here. So we'll go ahead and clean that out, move everything out of here, make sure nothing is moving around once we're driving data logging, because I don't want to think something is breaking and it ends up just being a ratchet just smacking around inside the spare tire wheel. So other than that, I think we have to go to Ace Hardware so we can go ahead and pick up bolts so we can figure out exactly what size is this, so we don't leak fuel while we're sitting there trying to fuel up all the way, because I'm not exactly sure why I took it out because it was a while ago. But anyways, we're here now, so we have to go ahead and replace them. Other than that, all we have to do is basically go back up to the front, man, and we are basically finished. We have to figure out where the smoke is coming from on the turbo, if it's actually coming just from the turbo blanket or it's coming from one of the seals that are leaking. So fingers crossed we don't end up having to take off the entire turbo, because that would suck, but I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world. Other than that, all we have to do is just go ahead and do a wire tuck so everything's not in the way, because I like how it looks right now, but I would like how it would look if it was more put up. So we're going to go ahead and do that so we don't have to worry about it anymore, and it looks good, and we're not sitting there looking at all the wires that are out here in the engine bay. Okay, so we just made it back from Ace Hardware, went ahead and got all the stuff that we need to get. It is an M5 with a 0.8 thread pitch. So finally got those installed, no more missing bolts, so it shouldn't run into any leaks at all. Got those all tightened up. So now all we got to do is clean up the hatch, because I'm tired of looking at it. Alrighty guys, so now we got everything basically cleared out. It's decently dirty, so it just needs a good wipe down. I'm not exactly sure if we're gonna sit here and sand it down and paint everything, or how exactly we're gonna go about it. Hopefully we just clean it off and then it'll be presentable enough for me to be like, okay, I can leave it, because it's a drift car. I'm not really looking for perfection with it, but if I got the time, we might go ahead and paint it in this video. I'm not exactly sure, but we're gonna go ahead and tackle the engine bay, do what we need to do up there, and figure out exactly why we're doing it. What do we want to do with the trunk setup? So let's get into that. I ain't gonna lie, the video running kind of long. I'm gonna have to see how
Memories they fade, but the worst shit, really, the worst shit in your mind like a